on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are live here on Therapy Monday. I am here to try to bring you some joy and positivity on this day, being that we are all a little down based off of our recent performance. But all I'm going to say to start out is fins up, ladies and gentlemen. Fins up, okay? Calm down, Dolphin fans. Listen, first and foremost, this stream is being brought to you by BetUS, our official sponsor right now. Listen, y'all, I'm going to continue to call for this. If you haven't downloaded BetUS yet, the link is in the description of the video, and it also will be pinned here at the top of the chat. I want everybody to take advantage of the $50 free play that they give you just for signing up. I want everybody to take advantage of the $50 free play that they give you just for signing up, okay? You don't have to put any money in initially, just for signing up. BetUS is a free, no deposit bonus. So I just dropped the link in the comment section, and I'm going to pin it at the top. Now, if you decide that you do want to deposit, they're also giving you up to 125% of your initial deposit, up to $2,500. You cannot beat that. Take advantage of it now. BetUS, NFL picks and predictions. Get in the game, ladies and gentlemen. The link, once again, is in the description of the video. It is also in the comment section of the video. So download it now. This is your opportunity, all right? Now, I know Dolphin fans are down, but I got a little bone to pick with y'all. What is going on in these Dolphin streets? For so long, people have said TD is too negative. TD is, what's up with TD? He is so negative. I just can't listen to him. Why is it that I can't find a single positive person in the community right now? Where are my positive people in the community? Did y'all disappear? I can't find anyone positive. Where are all the people who still believe? Where y'all at? Come on, y'all. Oh, I'm reading these comments now and y'all still down. Oh my gosh. It was a sin for me to tell the truth before and be negative, but now it's okay? No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not okay. When you lose hope, it is my job to try to give it back to you, okay? This is Therapy Monday, and that's what I am going to try my best to do, okay? Listen, y'all. We are fine, and I believe that we will still make the playoffs. But you also have to believe. If we all can come together and just believe and get on the same page for once in this organization's life, let's believe. If you believe, put it in the comment section and say, I believe. I need some more people to believe. It ain't over. It's not over. Come on, y'all. Do it for me. Type in I believe. Oh, am I not going to break through today? Am I not going to break through the barriers today? Y'all don't want to hear it. Like, let me read this comment section, man, because y'all don't want to hear it today. Y'all ain't hearing none of it. We don't believe. Fins are choke masters. Season is over. It's over. It's a wrap. Oh my gosh. Come on, TD. You trolling? No, it's over. I don't believe. Y'all don't want to hear none of it. Y'all don't want to hear none of it. Y'all are really down in the dirt today then. Philo believes. That's what's up, man. Oh, Lord, we got our first copay. Here comes the therapy session. Let's see what it's about. I still believe I can only blame one thing on this streak. That's injuries. And there's nothing we can do about that. No one to blame. Okay, we're going to blame injuries on the streak. Did we have injuries versus San Francisco? Did we have injuries versus the Chargers? They were the same injuries we had on our win streak. And we're going to blame injuries now? The same injuries in the win streak. I don't know if we can blame injuries. We were winning with injuries. Interesting. Armstead played those games. Oh my gosh. Y'all, man, Dolphin fans, y'all, man, I'm all on Twitter and it's like a funeral on Twitter. Everybody's mad. People cursing the team out. Why y'all know we still have a chance. NFL penalized unnecessary roughness. Derek with the copay said this season is Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa over. Next year, please. He said this season is Tua Tagovailoa over. That's a good one, man. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Y'all talk about Byron stole the money. But hey, who's worse, Byron or Will Fuller? Which one is worse? Who do y'all dislike more, Byron or Will Fuller? Oh my gosh, I gotta do a poll. Byron or Fuller? Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta do a poll. That is funny to me. Oh man, Byron Fuller. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Oh man, the poll is up, man. The poll is up. Man, us Dolphin fans, man. Oh boy, Byron, boy. People mad at Byron. 100 votes, y'all. 71% Byron. Byron didn't play at all. He was injured, though. Maybe the man is legitimately injured. Listen, y'all. All right, y'all. In this therapy session, we're going to do what we did last time, okay? I am going to write down all the things you want my take on, questions you have. We are going to cover all of that. I got some things I want to go over that came out today. There is a lot of reason to believe that Tua playing this week isn't even on the table, according to Jason Lock-and-4. So it looks like Skylar truly will get an entire week of preparation versus the Jets. I really don't care about that. What I care about is what is going to be his supporting staff. Will he have the supporting complement that he deserves as a young player? Will he have Teron Armstead? Will he have the troops at his disposal? That's what we want to know. Because it's not a conducive situation without those guys. It's just not. I don't like the optimist, TD. Get mad, TD. Man, I'm just saying everybody's out. Everybody's down and out. I can't find any positivity. I can't find any people who believe. Where are all of our believers? I don't get it. Where are all of our believers? Man, I don't think Teron will play. Thank you. Which sucks. Oh my gosh. Anyway, before I go on to my monologue, talk about the things I want to talk about, you have the opportunity right now, ladies and gentlemen. You have the opportunity right now. Go ahead and put it in the comment section. What topics do you want me to discuss? What questions do you have? What will you like me to cover? What will you like for me to cover? Put it in the comment section now. What changes will be made if we don't make playoffs? No playoffs. What changes? Somebody said Tua straight up. All right. Cover why Tua will be gone next year. Tua and why he's gone next year. Man, that's a huge assumption, and that means y'all want him going bad. What would GMTD do about 2023 cap? Can we get Lamar? Lamar? Question mark. Boyer fired? Question mark. Overpaid Chubb? Question mark. Draft position of need? I like that question. Question mark. Will we bring in Sean Payton? Sean Payton? Question mark. Season review of McDaniel. All right. Tom Brady? Question mark. Penalties? Question mark. Kicker? Question mark. Next QB? Question mark. Give me a second. I know, just be careful, okay? Thank you. What if we make the playoffs? If we make the playoffs. No, I have to put it together, okay? I'm going to put it together this evening, okay? All right, thank you. Jim Harbaugh. Question mark. Derek Carr. Question mark. Future backup QB. Backup QB. Question mark. Brian Flores. Question mark. Jimmy G. Question mark. Game plan for Jets. Question mark. Skylar or Teddy Sunday. I mean, we already know Skylar. Teddy got a broken finger. TD, is it possible Hill is not the right fit for Tua? Underrated question. Hill right fit for Tua? Question mark. Triple S, I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to your copay in just a moment. Can Tua be saved? Tua be saved? Question mark. Skylar the future. Question mark. Should I watch next week's game? The answer is yes. O-line. Question mark. We're going to take 5 more. Brady, the cheapest option next year. Brady, cheapest option. Question mark. What players got to go? Gotta go. Question mark. We already got a Nick Chubb question on here. Adding more talent to defense. I'm looking for good questions. Tua back for playoffs. Wilkins traded next year. 2 more. We already got kicker. I think we already got, okay, Byron Jones, future. And one more question. One more. I guess y'all want me to talk about X. Question mark. All right. Triple S podcast with the Copay said McDaniel just said Tua not in plans for this Sunday. Per McDaniel and excuse me, Scheffner. Well, there's your confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. Tua not even in the plan Sunday, which rightfully so he shouldn't be. Okay, he shouldn't be in the plan Sunday. Man, let me give me a green tea. I am. Tua can't play. He's still in protocol. He should recover from what? What he recovering from? No, he ain't finished the season yet. He ain't played all games in a single season yet. She over here laying on this thing you put out and she enjoying herself. I'm coming, y'all. There you go, mama. All right. Let's get to work. Let's answer the people questions, but before we do, I have to go on a quick little, this will be a shorter monologue today, especially since we got a lot to cover that y'all gave us for today, a lot that we are going to discuss. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be okay. We can't be perfect at everything, and we're not going to always get everything right as an organization. I recognize that it is frustrating to continue to go through this over and over and over and over again. It is very frustrating. I beyond understand that. We're real fans, y'all. We're still going to be hoping for the best regardless. I know that we're just down right now and we're upset. I know we don't want to have any hope because it hurts to have hope because they always let us down, and it's bad. It's really bad, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm not trolling right now. I'm being honest. It's not the end of the world. It isn't. We're going to be okay. It sucks that we always have to rely on other teams, but I'm choosing to be optimistic. I'm choosing that this season is going to end up something that we all just shocked in a good way about. And if that comes to an end next week, it comes to an end. But I'm choosing to believe that we still have a chance because I just want my team, which I know this roster is better than what it's performed to be. I just want them to do what they're supposed to do and win games. We're at the end of all of this. And I don't want to say I told you so or anything like that. But if we go back into training camp, we should already have had a good idea of what we should have expected this year. I bust my behind this last offseason. I bust my behind. Traveling, getting my own personal eyes on the team, having expectations that were actually realistic. I bust my behind to give those expectations. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what the heck is going on over here. Why is this thing hanging low? Okay, I got it. My bad, y'all. I bust my behind to give y'all a realistic expectation of the season. And the conclusion that I ran into in the offseason, and y'all can go back to the training camp streams that I did. My final conclusion was this team cannot run the ball unless they run it to the outside. That, for the most part, this season has been true. What people don't realize is we only ran the ball well in 4 total games. 4 total games we ran the ball well. Out of 16 so far, we ran the ball well in 4 games. I also said you're not going to be able to run the ball against this team in the middle unless you go on the outside. I told y'all the secondary was nasty and stymied, but at the same token, they're playing a lot of zone in practice. And we didn't expect the injuries to pile up in the secondary. I told you our linebackers sucked, and indeed they did. I told y'all in preseason that if teams run zone against us, Tua is going to have an MVP season. We're going to murder everybody. These are words that I said in training camp. If teams run zone against us, we are going to obliterate them. And Tua is killing it in camp, hitting guys across the middle. Anytime we see a man-type concept press, he's very inconsistent in camp. This is when I told you Teddy has been consistent in camp, but then he has his woes. But Skylar had consistently been solid, doing it all, whether it's zone or not. I told you these receivers were next level, second to none, in practice and training camp, running free. Nobody even close to them. We knew these things. And I told y'all if teams didn't play zone and they went to a more man concept or press concept, we may struggle. Because when you look at the one-on-ones and when you look at the individual drills where you get more man concept, there was terrible ball placement by all quarterbacks just about. And sometimes the guy would beat the guy so bad that it would be a completed deep ball, but it would be slowed down or whatever may have you. This is the season that we all got caught up on numbers. We all got caught up on numbers. Numbers from our quarterback in particular. When you really think of it, he pretty much putting up like 280 a game or something like that, which is really great. That's great for NFL quarterback. That's the high level of play. We get caught up on numbers versus what we see with our own eyes. I am going to urge every Miami Dolphin fan going forward, no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's a new quarterback, Skylar, Tua, whoever it is next year going forward, it would serve you better to not geek out and be a fan, but instead be very critical. Why should you be very critical? Because it is the most important position on the team. And you have to get it right, and you cannot afford to be bamboozled. Be very critical. Nitpick. Do it all. Because you will then see the areas of opportunity. Even when things go well, there are areas of opportunity. And I believe this fan base, the biggest issue that we have as fans is when things are going well, we don't talk about anything that needs to get better. When we win a game, you don't hear any commentary about the Dolphins need to do this and the Dolphins need to do that. It's just all roses and everything is good. The problem with that is when you run into the Lions and you have bad execution, but you play to a level to where you still blow them out, then you're shocked all of a sudden when you run into the San Francisco 49ers or the Chargers or Green Bay, and it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? You don't just live in a world of two extremes without a reason. And what do I mean by two extremes? How can you execute and be so good of an offense against three teams and then be not execute and look so bad of an offense against another three teams? And it has nothing to do with injuries because both streaks pretty much had the same injuries accounted for. I'm not talking about this last game where we had way more injuries. I'm talking about the second win streak and the second losing streak. Two extremes. Something's wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. You're not supposed to have extreme changes like that. You're not supposed to be at a elite MVP level of a team and then first round number one overall pick level of a team. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. But it did. But it did. And you got to ask yourself why. When you find that answer, you'll then understand why I've always felt the way that I felt about this team. We went 3-0, then 0-3. We went 5-0, then 0-5. That does not happen, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't. It's easy to say the first 0-3 was because of injuries, but you can't say that because you went 5-0 and 0-5 with the same team, except the last game, but you still lost 4 in a row. You have to ask yourself why. Why did that anomaly happen? Sky is the limit said NFL is forcing the Dolphins to sit him. He's a risk of to the shield. Nobody want to have that conversation though. He is done for the season. If y'all will allow me, and I'm warning you ahead of time, if you're one of those people that hate me and my conspiracies, then I'm about to give you one. It doesn't mean I'm right. So stop getting your feelings just because I have it. The NFL doesn't want us to make the playoffs. They didn't want us to make the playoffs. The NFL does not want the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa in the playoffs. We altered the entire year. Too much attention to the NFL with Tua Tagovailoa. He is bad for NFL business this day and going forward. The NFL doesn't want it. Some of the only negative press has been Tua Tagovailoa twice this year. You just penalize your like the NFL is mad at the Miami Dolphins, y'all. The NFL just took away a first-round pick. The NFL is being sued for racial allegations and tanking allegations when they're trying to get their gambling oversight with Congress. And then you got this concussion thing, which was an issue that they had prayed they put to bed 10 years ago, and now it's right back being called for investigation after investigation. They don't like us. Tua is bad for business, and as long as he's on this team, the NFL is not going to want that type of publicity. That's what I believe. Don't mean I'm right, but that's an added piece to it. They're unhappy with us, and they won't be happy with us. And I'm not going to lie. I feel like the NFL will going right down our road. Like, yeah, we ride with you Dolphins, but you know what? You got caught too many times with your hand in the cookie jar. Now you're bringing negative attention to the shield. Y'all blew the opportunity to be a relevant team, and we were ready. The NFL and its brand was ready for the Miami Dolphins to be one of those teams. But they never expected Tua Tagovailoa to have these type of medical concerns that touch an area that they do not want brought up. This league does not want concussions brought up whatsoever. You know how much money they got to put aside every year in a fund just to fight against it and help players of the past? They do not want this conversation brought back up, because the truth of the matter in this conversation about concussions is that it is a violent sport just like boxing, and it is inevitable for most of the league to get concussions every year. Many of these players are concussed every game throughout the game and playing through them. They know this, but it's also a part of the sport. They don't want us convert to touch football. They know that these players put their life on the line when they go out there on that field. And they also know that the players sign up for it. And they don't want that type of conversation. Jose said McDaniel proved this year he's not ready. TD, do we keep him because of his potential or fire him for a more experienced head coach? We're going to talk about that whenever I go through this list, but great question. All of that will be answered in this stream. Great question. And I'm going to get to it in just a second. I'm going to start handling these. Do you think the Dolphins gave up more for Hill than they would have for Watson? No, you would have given up more for Watson for sure. TD, to support the theory, Doctor was fired and Spotter get into trouble. Yeah. A doctor was fired and a spotter. They needed scapegoats. They don't want to show an ounce of negligence in his situation. And that's why the NFL came out aggressively and said, upon further review, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Upon further review, we saw no reason to believe Tua Tagovailoa was concussed in that game. So the Dolphins are not in trouble because they didn't miss a protocol, because there was no reason for us to believe he was concussed. In other words, the NFL felt like, move on. I don't even know if he is concussed. He threw 3 picks. He played like trash. And the next day, he all of a sudden don't remember it, and now he concussed. Okay, maybe he is. But on that field, we had no reason to believe he was whatsoever. And the only reason people believe he was because he threw 3 picks, and they're like, oh, my gosh, they were just bad picks. We've seen this before. Y'all act like with Flores, we ain't see bad picks. Straight to the defender. Everybody's shocked. This is out of the norm. What? When did you start watching him? Anyway, I think Tua deserves to play the one playoff game. Why does he deserve anything? What does he deserve? He don't deserve anything. What is it that he deserves? How does he deserve to play the one playoff game when in large part he's going to be a major reason why we didn't make the playoffs if we don't? I mean, make that make sense. How does he deserve to play the playoff game when if we don't make it, he's one of the major reasons why? He deserves it as one last test. See, this is what I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. The man has had 7 tests and failed all 7 of them or 6. I don't care if he did come back out and pass with 100% on the next one. See, this is what I be talking about. See, this is supposed to be a calm therapy session, but I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad in my spirit because I'm so over it and I'm sick of it, man. I'm so sick of it. Like, people are really just holding out hope. The only reason people will want to see Tua in a playoff game because you're still holding out hope that he could do something to make you still believe that you got a chance with him next year. Y'all know I ain't lying. That's the only reason some of y'all, if we make the playoffs, yeah, Tua back, man, you just want to still hold out hope for him. You still want to be fooled. It'll be just our luck he come back for a first playoff game and actually beat the team. Have an Arizona moment and we win. Everything that happened disappears out y'all brain and y'all go right back into full-blown delusion again. And it's going to take 5 trash performances for y'all to be like, yeah, maybe this ain't it. I'm like, stop. Just stop, Dolphin fans. God, I'm tired, man. Stop. Stop. Enough is enough. This man said, you kind of sound like a little bit of a hater, my bud. Of course I do. Because I hate his play on the field. And I hate that he is the perfect quarterback that can fool you. He is not a franchise quarterback. If you agree with that, then it ain't hate. It's just trying to get other people to see it so that we don't get fooled into 7 to 10 years. You're going to have a little extra passion behind it, a little more aggression that sounds more hateful. You're supposed to if you believe that because you don't want to be tricked. You don't want the team to make a bad decision. if you know something is fool's gold, you're going to oversell the fact of, man, that ain't it. Just so that you can make sure, since you're not making the sole decision, that way you can try to influence other people to see it too. And the most frustrating thing is when they don't see it. And y'all stop with that ridiculousness. You be jinxing Dolphins. So my words determine. Matter of fact, I'm the reason for Tua's 3 picks in that last game. I'm the reason that San Francisco backed up their safeties and linebackers and Tua couldn't make the throws. I'm the reason the Chargers guarded the middle of the field. I'm the reason. I got to stop that. Can we plant some evidence to force Ross to sell the team? I am so sick of him, man. He is like a cancer of the whole organization. Fins up. I'm sorry. I get Ross's shortcomings, and he has done some bad things, but at the same token, I still don't think he's the issue overall. Hey, TD, y'all need to look at picking up Derek Carr next season. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real critical of Derek. I'm gonna be honest. He is an upgrade, so I would be fine with an upgrade. But man, y'all hit the like button. I'm not a Derek Carr guy, but I do know he's gonna make this team better. I know he will make the team better. But I'm not a Derek Carr guy on the record. So I've said that, and I'll be clear about that. No, not an upgrade, TD. He is an upgrade. You don't want to believe it, but Derek Carr is definitely an upgrade over Tua Tagovailoa. You know why? Derek Carr going to be on the field for every game. If Derek Carr throwing the wide open receivers for most of the season, and he gonna be there every game to do it, he's an upgrade. TD, I just got the BetUS. Thank you, TD. Salute, homie. Salute. Enjoy, man. Take advantage of that free play too. I ain't gonna lie. Some of us, it's weird to me. How do you not see that Derek Carr is an upgrade over Tua? How do you not just know that? I don't even understand why that has to be argued. That is a given. He is better, period. How did Dolphins lose to Packers? Started out great. We know how. All right, y'all. Let me handle these questions. No playoffs. What changes will take place? That's a loaded question. So a lot of these questions might lead into some repetitive answers. Once again, y'all gotta give me a second. I ain't gonna lie, this team is so stressful. I am not gonna lie, this team is so stressful, and I gotta woos out for a second because now I know that I'm really frustrated because just talking about them doing this stream, my nerves are starting to aggravate the heck out of me right now. Because everything, let me tell y'all what, oh my gosh, I can't stand this team sometimes. Let me tell y'all what's bothering me the most. Just the thought of Miami moving forward with Tua and trying to rebrand the team around him this offseason is puke worthy. It's the ultimate anxiety attack. Like, picking up his 5th-year option. And let me tell y'all something. The reason why it is so nerve-wracking is because deep down in my soul, I could see this team doing it because it's what they do. It's what they do. They double down on bad decisions like nobody else. Derek Carr is not an improvement. Too many interceptions. He over tries. I would take another QB over him, just not Carr. Watch Derek this season. We are talking about Derek Carr versus Tua Tagovailoa. You do realize that, right? You do realize that, right? Derek Carr did not have a great season this year. It's one season. Do you know that this was the lowest completion percentage in his entire career, with the exception of his rookie year? One season. One bad season. And we're talking about look at Carr. This is what I be talking about once again. Guys aren't allowed to have one bad season or situation. And we write them off. Do you remember Brady's last year in New England? Do y'all remember Brady's last year in New England? We ended it with that pick six. He was playing like trash. Did that stop him from moving forward and going to get a Super Bowl? Y'all got to stop this. You have recency bias, and a lot of it has to do with Tua Tagovailoa. You want to make the upgrade at quarterback so hard and make the options so limited so that we don't get one of the people that we want. That way you can keep Tua. That's all it is. You ain't fooling nobody. And when has Derek Carr in his career had wide receivers as open as we've had ours this year? When in his career has he had wide receivers as open as we've had? This year he did. They were wide open everywhere. Are you sure? Hold on. Saying that doesn't mean you don't want an upgrade, but might want a better option. No, Dylan. The difference here is Is the upgrade or the option better than Tua? You can want whatever option you want. But if you can't get it, Derek Carr, you can't wipe him off the table. And that's what he was doing. He was wiping Derek Carr out of the options. You can want a better option. But let's not sit here and act like he's not an upgrade over Tua. At the end of the day, the name of the game is getting better at any position you possibly can. Getting better. Of course we want to aim for the stars first. Lamar, Brady, all that. Of course you do. But we're talking options here, and Derek Carr is one of them, where that means you don't eliminate him as an option. You still win if you upgrade. And Carr is moving the needle in Miami. I just need a QB that could stay healthy and ball out. Exactly. What's up, Schools? All right, let's keep it going, man. But what changes if we don't make the playoffs? First thing that changes, they'll find their scapegoats. And who are the scapegoats? Boyer, a few position coaches, cut a few players. They're trying to make it seem like they had some accountability for this failure. Somebody asked me to talk about Tua and why he's gone next year. Well, first of all, why he should be gone next year. Let's not sit here and act like this organization is not capable of not keeping him. They could move forward with him next year. The only thing that I care about is whether or not they pick up the fifth-year option. Whether or not they pick up the fifth-year option. But here's some reasons he should be gone next year. I don't even understand why Miami playing with fire with his injury history anyway. He came into this league hurt. His rookie year, he was still hurt, had all kind of knick-knack injuries. Second year, last year, he kept getting banged up. Ribs, thumb, all kind of stuff. This year, concussions. And we ain't even been paying attention to the other little injuries that he's been having. He's had some other little injuries, but protocol, it don't matter. Concussion. And if he's not concussed, you still got to worry about regular injuries. And that's not sit here and act like his game still ain't limited. This is the biggest area that people getting fooled in. Mike McDaniel done built the system where all he got to do is the things he do well until somebody force him to do the things he can't do well. Then he look like a bum. He's still a limited quarterback. You ain't going to fix his height. You ain't going to fix his athleticism. You ain't going to fix his speed. You're not going to fix his ability to be a playmaker. You're not going to fix his arm strength. You got what you got. You're not going to fix these things. You're not going to fix his decision making. You're not going to fix his progression reading. He is who he is. That's the conversation that goes untalked about. Football in general, limited. Darth Vader said Jim Harbaugh and Brady in Miami next year. We're going to get to that. Somebody said, what would GMTD do about 2023 cap? Well, as of right now, we ain't got no money. We broke this year. We were supposed to carry money over, but these injuries and these little signings we've been having to do been depleting that money. Next year, we barely got cap space. So you know what I'm doing next year? I'm doing a 1-year rebrand that still can win. If I was the general manager, I'm going through my roster and I'm accumulating assets now. And I'm going to still be competitive. Let me tell you why. The one benefit this team could hold on to is that we still got a lot of bright young stars that are under contract. So, Gesicki, I can't get nothing for, but he got to get out of the building. Okay? And truth be told, y'all, I'm going to reverse what I just said. I'm going to sit down and talk to Gesicki and say, hey, man, we want to give you a long-term deal for 3 years, but I only want to offer you $20 million. If he go for it, fine. If he don't, he don't. But maybe you can get Gesicki on a 3-year, $20 million deal. Average of 6.6 each. Especially since we suppressed his value this year. I'm going to get him on a friendly deal, and I'm going to actually keep him. I am going to reach out around the NFL, and I am going to try to trade Tua Tagovailoa for a late round pick and help pay some of his salary because I'm on the hook for the 8-point-something million anyway. But I'm moving on. Then I'm going to call Byron Jones in the office and say, hey, man, we getting a real quarterback. Are you going to play for us next year or you going to be sitting out? If he ready to roll, I'm going to restructure his deal, be respectful, but at the same token, save myself some money. I'm going to restructure it again, be respectful with his money, but save myself some money because you're going to be dead cap for $6 million a year anyway for 3 years. Then I'm picking up Christian Wilkins' 5th-year option. I'm cutting Jerome Baker because I don't want to eat that contract anymore unless he wants to come down on a team-friendly deal, which is going to be half of what he's making now. His decision. Eric Rowe, time to go. These are all moves I'm making. Jason Sanders, cut. Austin Jackson, cut. Liam Eichenberg, cut. Noah Igbenogany, cut. Emmanuel Ogbah, I'm trying to trade and pay some of the salary because nobody's going to want him at that price. He's due almost $18 million next year with a $22 million dead cap. That is a ridiculous contract, and he already got by being injured in 1 year. Not playing with these people. Melvin Ingram, it was fun while it lasted. Cut. Teddy, we appreciate your services. Cut. These are all things I would do. Half of them linebackers, I don't even want to name them in order. Cut. All things I want to do. I'm trying to think in my head. Anything else? All right. So I would do all of that. Then I would evaluate my roster, what we have left. And I would start to evaluate how much money we have and what our plan is and how much money we're going to need. Hold on. Let me handle this super chat real quick. Wanting Brady is weird. LOL. I'm weird. I'm a weird guy. So now, do I got enough money to bring in some quality players and make it work? Probably not. So now what do I need to do? I need to call Christian Wilkins in the office just like I did Laramie Tunsil and pray that he say the same thing Laramie Tunsil says. I trade me for that. And I'm going to get my 2 first-round picks. So now I got a 2023 first-round pick back. I got 2 2022 first-round picks. No, I'm saying the wrong dates. That'll give me a 2023 first. Then I'll have 2 2024 first. And I'll have my 2025 first. So I got 4 first-round picks in the next three years. And all my second-round picks. Yeah, if I ain't say fire Boyer, he out of there. He out of there. Also, I'm firing whoever the O-line coach is right now. He fired. Whoever the linebacking coach is, he fired. Whoever the defensive line coach is, he fired. Real talk. Matter of fact, I'm firing Surtain and Madison. Get mad all you want. Out of there. Out of there. Because I'm already getting a new DC and he need to bring his staff in. It's the one thing I believe in. If I hire you, you're responsible for everything. Therefore, pick your guys. QB coach, fired. Running back coach, fired. Tight end coach, fired twice. I ain't going to fire the special teams coach. Depending on if I like him or not. Jason Sanders, Jason Sanders fired. Real talk. And let me tell y'all something. Mike McDaniel, fired. You know why I fired Mike McDaniel? Because I just fired 90% of the people he picked, so he got to go too. That made me realize he got to go too. I just fired 90% of the people he chose. Oh, hell no. You out of here too. What am I doing? Fired. I tried because I like you, but not that much. Fired. Wes Welker, fired. He got to go too. He ain't did nothing with no Tyreek and Waddle. They were already dogs. Now tell me the other receiver on this team that he had looking great this year. Fired. Fired. So now I'm sorry for wasting all y'all time going through all of that. Mike McDaniel and his entire staff is getting fired. Then I'm going in on them players that I just told you they're getting fired. The hard truth for my fans, we went all in this year and we still very mediocre. We basically going to have to rebuild again. LOL. Truth is, we're in for another 3 to 4 mediocre years at least. Shaking my head, sad. Yeah. There's ways out of it though. I just gave them to you. Brady killed this franchise for over a decade. Wanting him at 45 plus equals weird. I just don't see it. We'll just have to differ. I don't see it. But back to firing people. Chris Greer, you ain't got to worry about being fired because they already fired him to bring me in. Because remember, this question was, what would GMTD do about 2023 cap? He was already fired before I got here. That's why they brought me in. Every staff member under the general manager is getting fired, with the exception of maybe the special teams guy. And I said, he fired. I ain't got time for it. He fired. He fired. He is fired. And I am going to initiate the accountability system in Miami. At that point, we initiate the accountability system in Miami. It's that simple. We are a results-driven league, and we will be a results-driven team. If you're not producing results and on a consistent basis, then you will be fired, and we will find somebody who can. It is that simple. All of them gone. And when all of them gone and those players I told you gone, now I am going on a mission to find my franchise quarterback. I am going on a mission to find my franchise quarterback. I'm doing everything I can to find a franchise quarterback. What do I mean by that? I'm making a call to Tom Brady in the offseason. I'd like for you to come to Miami for about 2 to 3 years and develop some future quarterbacks for me. You're the guy here in Miami. You're going to run the offense. You're going to have full autonomy, all power over the offense. But the biggest responsibility is to develop us somebody to take over when you're done in the future. So I'm bringing Brady in to be the quarterback, but I'm also drafting a quarterback. Not only am I drafting a quarterback, I am going out there in the open market and I'm bringing 2 more in to compete. I'm going to have Brady on this roster. I'm going to have a guy that we draft on this roster. I'm going to have a freaking Skylar Thompson sitting back on the roster, whether he on practice squad or not. I'm going to go after guys like, hey, Purdy, man, we want to bring you in. I'll have 5 quarterbacks in this building for all I care. I can care less. I'll have 5 of them. I'll have 5 of them in the building. And all of them know Brady the guy. But who going to be our future? And I'm going to pay all of them what they worth. We do have the money. You didn't just hear what I said. Y'all got to understand. Without your quarterback, all you doing is wasting players' careers right now. All you doing is wasting players' careers right now if you don't have the quarterback. And we do got the picks. I already traded Christian Wilkins for 2 first-round picks. Y'all wasn't paying attention on what I would do. We got 4 first-round picks in the next 3 years after I trade Christian Wilkins. Matter of fact, at this point, I ain't even, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't trying to win no more. I'm trading Christian Wilkins. I'm trading Xavier Howard. Might not do nothing but get a 3rd rounder with his age now. He out of there. I'm trying to trade everybody. But I'm keeping Tyreek and all of them because we still going to be a competitive team without everybody. Because I'm going to know next year And let me tell you, this is how I will play it. After 1 year, I'm going to consult with Brady. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk, and he going to tell me who's showing the most promise and who ain't showing the most promise. We're going to go from 5 to 4. The next year, we're going to move on from somebody else. And then we're going to have 2 guys that we got to make a decision after. You got to find your franchise quarterback. And we'll still have a freaking competitive team doing all of that. You think you need much? All you need is a dude behind center, know what he's doing. There's plenty logic to what I'm saying. And guess what, Ray? It might be better logic than what we've been doing because look at the results. I bet y'all find a franchise quarterback out of it. Look at the results. And whether you believe it or not, we'll still be winning through all of that. We'll still be competitive through all of that. You probably won't see it. You don't see it. But we would still be winning through all of that. And you think Skylar is that guy? I don't know what Skylar is, but I ain't stupid enough to think that he ain't. Yeah, I said it. I ain't stupid enough to think that he ain't. Some of y'all got the nerve to think Tua the guy when Skylar looked worse than, Tua looked worse than Skylar when he first came in. Skylar ain't got it. Skylar ain't got it. Him not having it look better than what Tua did in them first 2 years in many moments. Y'all gonna take a moment from Skylar Thompson and make that be his future, but ignore all them trash moments Tua had throwing it in the dirt? All those trash moments Tua had? Yeah, Flo held Tua back just like McDaniel holding Skylar back. How about that? Ooh. Exactly. At least Skylar could throw the ball further. You don't know what that kid might end up being. You have absolutely no idea what he could end up being. And y'all going to take a few quarters to try to identify what his whole future is. Imagine if you took a few quarters from Tua. Yeah, what if Tua's career would have started the way that his season ended this year? Y'all would have still been, give him a line, give him an opportunity. Oh, crybaby selves. Listen, like I said, you don't know what Skylar is. A freaking 7th round pick. Kid might be better than every quarterback we done had. You don't know. And I'm not saying he will be, but you have no idea. Skylar good for 8 losses. So is Tua. Yeah, but guess what? Skylar ain't got 8 losses. So how can you say that? How can you say that? Tyreek looked dumb as AF trashing Mahomes for Tua. No, he don't. He got $30 million. You saw him on what was it, Club Shay Shay or something? What did he say on that interview? I don't care what other people got to say about me. You know why? Because I got $30 million a year. I'm getting $30 million a year. Why I care about what they say? So all he did is came for that money. And yeah, he got $30 million a year. So, and it is a shocker. Can't believe this team sold out and gave a wide receiver $30 million a year. But you know what? He showed you he worth it this year. You know why? Because he did everything he can to make your quarterback not look like a train wreck. Skylar checked it down on 4th and 16 trash. You know what I will say? That made me feel good about Skylar. He was still going through his progressions. Ain't no play different from the other. When he was in 4th and 16 and he checked it down, it told me at least this kid is consistently trying to go through his progressions and making the right decision. Why force it? Let me dump it down and see if our playmaker can make a play. If they don't, then it is what it is. That was actually what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you want him to take a shot. I get it. But at least that kid is executing his coaching. How you think Carr would do in this offense? Great, man. 90% of the quarterbacks would have one of their best years in this offense. It's an elementary offense designed to make you look good. Wide open receivers. And listen, here's the caveat about this offense. We're not even doing everything this offense can do. If you knew all the things that this offense could do, man, we can't do them all because we got a limited quarterback. Got a limited quarterback. You bring in somebody that got a better arm, then yeah, you'll see everything this offense can do. Everything. Anyway, let's move on. Lamar. I'm starting to move myself off of the Lamar talk. Again, any upgrade is an upgrade, and I'll take Lamar any day of the week. But there are cheaper versions where you don't have to give up as much, like Brady and things of that nature. Because you got to ask yourself, would you want Lamar and just move forward, or would you want Brady and develop a young guy behind him? That's how you have to look at that. Boyer fired? Absolutely. He should have been gone. He should have been gone, truth be told. But there's a piece of me that also says, even though Boyer has had some bad play calls, we cannot be getting mad at him with the personnel he inherited. If anybody had injuries, it's been the defense. Offense has not had enough injuries to be complaining about. It's the defense. Did we overpay Bradley Chubb? I've been told y'all I won't know until the playoffs. So I got to see how he shows up in the postseason for us, because that's where it matters. But given where we are, yeah, we overpaid this man. We knew we gave him way more money than he deserved, but that's what happens when you trade for a guy. You're not going to give up a first-round pick and then not sign the guy. They're going to get whatever they want. Truth be told, Tyreek could have been stressing $32 million and we might have had to give it to him because you already gave up draft picks. You already gave up picks. Once you give up picks, you're at an L. You're not getting a fair deal. You're going to overpay. We got too many people on this team that are getting paid more than their value right now. Look at this. This is how embarrassing it is. This is why Greer getting fired if I came up in there. Ogba, overpaid. Byron, overpaid. X, overpaid freshly. Armstead, overpaid. Bradley Chubb, overpaid. What's his name? Tyreek, overpaid. Look at those. Jerome Baker, overpaid. Get those players alone. 7 players right there. Some of your best are overpaid. Some of your best are overpaid. TD overpaid. Starting to be. Teddy overpaid. How many is that? 7, 8? You can't make this stuff up. We ain't generous to players. It's a requirement to bring them in. Sanders overpaid. Cedric Wilson, yes, overpaid. You just reminded me. What did I tell y'all in training camp? TD, we got Sherfield and Cedric Wilson. They good receivers. They ain't nothing for us. They ain't nothing for us. Let me look this up. Let me look this up, man. Well, I gotta look this up. Doggone ridiculous. And I told y'all in the offseason. Give me a second. Where's this year? Where's my yearlies at? Where are you at? Hold on. Where are you? Well, Sherfield don't matter. He ain't never been nothing for a team. I don't know where that narrative came from to begin with. It's Cedric Wilson. Let me go back to Cedric Wilson. The Cowboys guru, Cedric Wilson. Look at this mess, man. Man, let me pull this man contract up. I'm going to be pissed if he the one that's getting paid. I'm going to be teed off if this man is the one that's getting paid. Oh, Jesus. See, this is what I be talking about right here. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh. Is this a joke? Look at this, y'all. This man is making on average $7.5 million a year. Let me tell you what $7.5 million a year gets you. You could have had a good guard for this. This is what you get for $7.5 million. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Oh my gosh. This man got 12 receptions for 136 yards. And he done played 15 games. He got less than 10 yards a game. $7 million. Man, bring Jakeem Grant back. I'm getting more for Jakeem Grant than this. Can't believe this. The man got $7.5 million, and you guaranteed about 2 years of his contract for 12 catches and 136 yards on the season. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. We are utilizing him less than they did in Dallas, and they barely used him in Dallas. This is embarrassing. $7.5 million to a guy who's getting 10 yards of 10 yards a game. No. He done played 15 games. This man is getting 9 yards. God dog, I can't believe this. Let me do the math. 136 divided by 15. This man is out here getting 9 yards a game. This man is out here averaging 9 yards a game. 9 yards a game. Oh my gosh, this is not real. Let me tell y'all something. It's not that he's overpaid. He's underutilized. Let's make sure that we put the blame in the proper place. And this is where Chris Grier should be mad at Mike McDaniel. This is where Chris Grier should be in the office talking to Mike McDaniel. We need to utilize him more. We brought him in for $7.5 million a year, and he's getting 10 yards a game. You're barely targeting him. He has one of the highest completion percentages on the team. We need to utilize him more. And you need to figure out a way to get it done. Because I'm not paying a guy $7.5 million if you're not going to be utilizing him. Ezukama can have been out there for that. Ezukama could have came out there for that. I could have paid a guy less than $1 million. I could have used that $7 million on a guard. So when you go through this roster and you see mismanagement like this, it's actually not on Grier. It's actually on Mike McDaniel. Your offense is built to force feed Tyreek because you know that's the only thing that's going to work. And shame on you. This offense would be a lot more potent if we were an equal opportunity distribution. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me go to Tyreek Hill. I told y'all this, and I told y'all to look out for this. Hold on. Let me pull up his reference. I told y'all to look out for this. I told y'all that it actually would be more, and somebody asked this on this sheet, so I'm going to cross it off. Let me see, where is it? Is Tyreek Hill the right fit for Tua? Nope. Let me tell y'all why. Tyreek Hill ain't helping Tua get better. Tyreek Hill is just an easier day for Tua. Tyreek Hill does not challenge Tua. He does not make his game get better. He makes it easier. But you don't get better and easy. If you play Madden, you do not become a better Madden player playing in easy mode. You have to play in all Madden to get better in all Madden. And that's what's hurting Tua. And y'all think it's something now. Imagine staying with Tua and Tyreek actually being the one that gets hurt early in the season. ACL or something, and he out for the year. Man, you talk about the quickest way to move on from Tua. I understand, Carl, that any great wide receiver makes it easier, not when you're force feeding him. We need to realize that this team has targeted Tyreek Hill more than he's ever been targeted in his entire career. Right now, Tyreek Hill has 165 targets. in 16 weeks. 16 games. That means Tyreek is pretty much targeted 10.3 times a game. $10.3 times a game. More than he's ever had in his career, y'all. More than he's ever had in his career. And you look at Kansas City, they use Tyreek perfectly within the system. Stretch the defense, do all you do, let everybody else eat. When they try to cover up everybody else, we take our shots to you. But what do? Whether he open or not, we throw it. All them third downs we haven't been converting in December because we're force feeding him on third down where he's guarded very well. That's why Tyreek got more yards than he ever has as well. And like I told y'all before, the real indicator that shows y'all Tyreek Hill is not as good as he was in Kansas City. Yeah, his catches went up and his yards went up. That's only because you're force feeding him the ball. But you got to look at his yards per reception. Out of 7 years in this league, this is going to be his 5th best yards per reception. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's had 4 years with a better yards per reception in Kansas City. That's the real indicator. 4 years of a better yards per reception. In 2018, 17 yards per catch. In 2017, 15.8. In 2019, 14.8. In 2020, 14.7. This year, 14.4, his lowest. And a matter of fact, he's tying his lowest touchdown count this year as well. He's had 9, 15, 12. He's had a few different 7s. He also not getting in the end zone as much as he usually does. They're force feeding this man the ball, and it is hurting the rest of this team, the rest of this offense. You wonder why sometimes Tua throw the ball and we like, Gesicki, why you ain't looking? Mostert, why you ain't looking? Oh my gosh, you're not even looking. Let you run 60 routes in a game or whatever, and the ball never come to you, and then all of a sudden, these guys grow complacent. Dolphins out here building stat sheets instead of bigger picture. Exactly. Winning games. Mike McDaniel said it like Madden to him. Preach, bro. And let me tell you, they going after stats because they know that they think that that's a justification for people. They knew that as long as we could get the stats, we can say that we had success. If I could get 2 or 4,000 yards, we were successful. If we can get him 28 touchdowns, we were successful. Y'all remember my target for Tua was 42 or 4,300 yards. 20, I said 32 touchdowns, but somewhere in the 28 or some range. No. I said 30. How many touchdowns was the goal for Tua for me? 34. It was 2 a game. 34 touchdowns. My goal for Tua was 4,200 yards this year and 34 touchdowns. He not going to hit that target again because he was injured. He's not going to hit that target because he was injured. But let me see. How many yards does Tua have? Now, what are his stats? Let me pull them up. Yes. Let me see. Tua is at 3550 pretty much. So 42. Wait, let me see how many, because it was 287 a game times 17. No. It wasn't 287. Let me see. Y'all give me a second. I'm going to pull up what my goal for Tua was in yardage this year. I have it in his grade sheet. It's pulling up now. All right, Tua needed 258.2. No, 258.82. So 258.82 times 17. I wanted Tua to have 4,400 yards was his target this year with this talent. I figured Tua needed 4,400 yards this year with the talent that he has. And we all talked about this from his projection. Now, 4,400 minus what he got, 35.48. He's short by 852 yards, 852. Now, how many games has Tua missed? How many games has Tua missed? Is it 3.5 now? I don't know. 3.5? I ain't talking about the one that ain't come yet. Well, we can. So 4 games? 3.5 plus next week. Mm-hmm. Because he played the Bengals. It's just he didn't play the second half. But it doesn't matter. We're going to say 4 games this year he missed. Because just like all these quarterbacks out here sitting out the fourth quarter because they winning. It doesn't make no 5.5. Where are you getting this extra game from? The 3-game losing streak was 2.5 games. And this is the first game since then. So that's 3.5. So next week we'll make 4.5. You know why some of y'all talk about 5.5? When we lost 3 in a row, he only missed 2.5 games. One of those losses, he played half the game. That was 2.5 losses. He ain't missed no more games until this week that we just had the Patriots. That's 3.5. And next week, if he missed, it'll be 4.5. About 4.5. So basically, all he needed in them games he missed was about 190 yards per game. And he could have hit his target. Once again, we'll never know because he missed the games. And the sad part is we can't make assumptions of what he would have did because when you look at how he played as of late, Chargers 145 yards, Bills 234. He did 310 versus the Packers with 1 TD and 3 interceptions. So I personally feel like he may have hit his passing target. Problem is he wasn't there to do it. But then the 34 touchdowns we wanted him to have, he's at 25 now. How many did he have per game? Let me see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 12.5 games he played. That's pretty much to a game. He might have been coming up just close to hitting his touchdown targets. It's so funny how the beginning of the season versus the end of the season, all his numbers started to come down. All of it started to tank. And interceptions is the one thing that I was impressed with this year. His interceptions. He took care of the ball with the exception of that last game he played was horrible. Let me bring this over. I might want to go ahead and show y'all his grade sheet. Yeah, give me a second. No, it ain't ready yet. I gotta plug it all in. Yeah, I have to plug it in. Hit that like button real quick, y'all. I'm trying to update his score. Give me a copy. Give me a second. All right. Okay, not applicable. All right. I'm almost done, y'all. Just updating this so y'all can get a picture of what it did to him. Missing that game for his overall yearly score. Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Somebody said under 84. I don't know. We'll see. You got to be available for your team. That's a heavy weight. That is a heavy weight. You got to be available for your team. His stat projection is the one that's probably going to take the biggest hit. All right. Give me one moment, y'all. Almost done. Blue, yellow. All right, I think we should. I would hope that we are good now. 80, which is blue now. Yellow. All right, I'm going to bring it on the screen. Minus. All right, hold on. Baby girl. Hang it out. Hey, you were knocked out. All right, I think I might be good. EFF this year. Hey, mama. Give me 1 second. I need to make one more calculation. Let me share it on the screen real quick. I'm coming, mama. Share window. Share. All right, he's at a 82.7 B minus. He's running a B minus right now. 82.7. Yep. That's where he is. And honestly, if he does miss this week coming up, we could finish it out. I'm gonna go ahead and put him what he gonna end up for the season if he don't play this week. Might as well. It is what it is. All right, 17. 17. That goes to yellow. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see. 52. I'm just going to go to PFF and verify. Make sure there haven't been any updates. I'm going to PFF right now to verify in premium stats if there's any updates on his yearly. Wait to his yeah, he's going in at 81.9. Rushing is a 52. 52. All right, his stats. They didn't hit. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Tua Tagovailoa officially on my scale ends the year at 80.8, which is a B minus, almost back into that C category. He just escaped it. He just escaped the C category. What held him down this year were the interceptions. He received the full value because I projected him to receive, let me see. I projected him 0.71 a game. Let me see what that was. 0.71 times 17. I had him 12 a game. Well, my bad. That's the one thing I have to update is the interception. So 12 a game was his target. That's the only thing I have to calculate is the interception grade because I gave him the full value and I said I'll wait to the end of the season to update that. So if he had 8 on the season and how many he played 12 and a half games. 12.5. That means he was 0.64 a game. And we're going to multiply that by the 4.5 games he missed. 2.88 plus. So 2.88 plus the 8 he had was the target. So divided by 12. He was 90.7 of his interception rating. So it was 0.91. I'm going to round up. That's what his actual interception grade is on the season. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is his final score for the year. He's an 80.1, which is a B minus, just on the cusp. He just made it over this over a C. PFF is accurate. Stats are accurate. Availability rating, 73.2%, I believe, was his year. Let me see what that equates to. 17 divided by 4.5. Wait. 17 100. Hold on. Can I make sure that's correct too? Availability is weeks. That's 10%. The availability rating right here, raw stats, raw availability. He was available 73.2% of the time, L3 through L20. Yeah, that's his rating. So 73.2% of the time, this is what really killed him this season, y'all. The availability. The availability is what killed him. Yep. Availability. Checkout call. TD, Thorough, gotta give it to him for his commitment. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I told y'all at the beginning of the season that the target for Tua was to end up at 84, and he's a franchise quarterback. And I told y'all the categories were play on the field, which was PFF, that takes everything into consideration. His stats, giving him what a franchise quarterback stats should be. And I'm going to tell you now, from a statistical standpoint, his raw stats, he ended up 80% of the stats overall. His availability killed him. He was doing better coming back up for availability, but it ended up getting him in the end. Availability alone. Now, if he could have had some worse play, but it would have still, it might have still helped him a little. But the only area, the area that Tua could have got hurt more was interception. So it could have been worse. The grade could have been worse had he played. It could have been worse had he played. Because the yardage and things of that nature, it could have been a little bit worse. But I will say this. 80.1 is not bad, ladies and gentlemen, on my scale. I just needed an 84 for him to become a franchise quarterback. 80.1 is not bad. That's what I want to see in my second-year player. That's what I want to see in my second-year player, man. See, everybody want to go off of stats and everything. Well, I created a rating for him that included his durability. And it was only a 10% weight, as y'all can see. His play on the field was 50%. The eye test, PFF. His stats were 40%. I only did 10% with his availability, but I had to make it a factor because it's Tua. It has to be a factor. And that's the factor that ended up coming back to bite him. He could not. And look, most of the year, y'all, Tua was literally like, most of the year he was 96, 94, 92, 89, 87, and he kept going down. This Baltimore was holding him down so much. He kept going down. Kept going down. And it's funny, anomaly games like the Baltimore game, right? It's funny. Say he just hit his target for that game. Say he only had those 2 touchdowns, so you get the 1 value. Y'all see how that 1 game drops his score so much? Y'all don't realize how huge those 6 touchdowns carried him. Let me put it back where it was. But look at how much it dropped. Them 6 touchdown carried him. You know why the 6 touchdown carried him? Because he only needed 2 a game. So guess what happened? The extra 4 covered for at least 2 weeks he wasn't even playing. Helped him out. That's what I told y'all. That Baltimore game is skewing on his numbers real heavy, y'all. That Baltimore game is heavily skewing on his numbers in a positive way. But look at this. He threw for 3 touchdowns for 3 games in a row and no interceptions, and never threw for 3 touchdowns again. Never threw for 3 touchdowns again. But he always got the yards. Buffalo week 3, he didn't get the yards. Week 14, didn't get the yards. Just 2 weeks, he didn't get the yards. 2 weeks in the season. He was going to always get the yards. Matter of fact, he exceeded the yards. He was off the chart. That's why he was in purple. Oh, boy. But you know what? That ain't bad, man. When it comes down to it, it's not bad. The only thing that makes his rating bad is the fact that the injuries are the ones that got him in the end. But that is such a massive category. It's such a massive factor. Such a massive factor. And it is what it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2022 Tua Tagovailoa. This is your 2022 Tua Tagovailoa. B minus 80.1. Just escaped the C. He just escaped average. This is why he's above average. This is why he's above average. And on my scale, he had 4 great games this year. Week 8, 9, and 10 in Baltimore. And that wasn't even a great game. That was a great quarter. But from a grading standpoint, he had 4 great games. He had 1 above average game with the B minus. Then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 average games. 4 average games, excuse me. No, 3 average games because C minus is below average. 1, 2, 3 below average games. That's what I have. All right, let's get some more of these on this list. Draft position of need. Y'all tell me what draft position of need do we have? Because we ain't got no draft picks. You talk about with our second round pick, who should we draft in the second round? Well, you know what? I would say you go get the best guard, one of the best guards available in the second round. If you're going to use your second round pick and it's already going to be a middle of the road second round, you ain't picking to 47, 45 at best, somewhere around there. You ain't picking to 45 anyway. If we don't make the playoffs, you ain't picking the 45. So what's still good on the board at 45? Running backs and guards. Running backs and guards. What do you mean they traded the second for Chubb? We got a second round pick. Don't say that. If I'm tripping, then oh my gosh. Hold on. All right, it's coming up. All right. Yeah, we got a second round pick, and it's ours. And we got 2 third-round picks because of Devontae Parker, New England. We don't have a 4th-round pick. We don't have a 5th-round pick. And we don't have a 6th-round pick. Jesus. Jeez. Oh, we got 1 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. We got a 6th-round pick because of Jakeem Grant. Lord, we gave up everything for Tyreek. So, yeah, we got 1 2nd-round pick. We got 2 3rd-round picks. No 4th. No 5th. Because we gave up our 5th for Jeff Wilson. So, yeah. A 2nd and 2/3. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. We got a 2nd and 2/3 right now. New England's in our own, and they're going to be right around the same area. So we got 2 third-round picks around the same area. So we got the equivalence of 1 1st-round pick, a late 1st-round pick. Why do I say that? Because you can flip those 2/3 for another 2nd, and you could take your 2 seconds and get like somebody who picks late in the 3rd, 31st or 32nd. That ain't what they're going to do, but that's what that would be the equivalence to. I ain't gonna lie, this is a draft right here where I ain't picking nobody. I'm gonna take that 2nd-round pick on draft day. I'm gonna trade out, and I'm gonna trade for a future 2nd and get a 3rd. I'm gonna take both of my 3rd-round picks, and I'm gonna do something similar, the same thing. Try to trade them up for future 3rds and add a 4th. Now I'm going to take all that capital the next year and I'm going to start packaging them to move up more and more. Because honestly, at this point, you can't expect to bring nobody in with those picks that's going to be starters, rookies. And now they might start, but that don't mean they're going to be great coming out the gate. And we putting on the year. No, you go after your veterans and you go for a Super Bowl with Brady and some other weapons that he can help you bring. So position of need, it's going to have to be running back or guard if you're going to use that number 2 pick. And those 2 third-round picks, I don't know what you're going to do with them 3rd-round picks either. I think you're just going to stay in the trenches on the whole line and linebacking core. Yeah, I'm live streaming tonight, man. I just realized it was 6:38, Lord. So I ain't got much longer on this stream. Maybe 20 more at best. Let's keep moving. Sean Payton, All options are open. People need to stop running around here talking about, you think they'll fire McDaniel after 1 year? You're crazy. What is wrong with y'all? But Stephen Ross offered a coach $100 million. And they pulled out once all the Brady stuff came out because it'll look bad because it would verify it was all true. Now everything is legal. This offseason, everything is legal. Man, y'all may not know that Ross might have had the plan all the time. Okay, we'll just go get somebody for 1 year. You have no clue. That could have been the plan the whole time. We're just going to go get someone for 1 year. They don't have to know. All those plans ceased and desisted when Flores sued them, and it'll look bad if they went through with them. Brought in Brady. Now the damage has been done. They can go do it now. Where's Miami getting 2+ first-round picks for Peyton? What do you mean for Peyton? Peyton is a free man. Peyton could go coach wherever he wants in the league. I don't know what you're talking about. Brady going to Vegas or New Orleans with Peyton? Hey, maybe. Maybe. We're not paying draft pick for coaches. Sean Payton is a free man. He was still getting paid from the Saints last year. You would have had to trade for him last year. Now he's free. He had it, from my understanding, he had his own option going into 2023. So if he don't want that option, he's free. The Saints have him under contract to 2024, but from my understanding, it's his option for 2023. Now, if that's incorrect and it changed and they still have a right to get something, then that's a different story. But that's why you got Harbaugh and that news that just dropped, that Harbaugh will be leaving college, and if he's offered an NFL job, he will be coaching in the NFL this year. That just broke today. Headlines just broke today. Harbaugh is leaving college and said that if he is offered an NFL job, he will be leaving and going to the NFL. That's your other option. We'll see. Okay, Scott, if that's the case and he's still under contract, like I said, we had options. It was either going to be Harbaugh or Peyton. And once again, don't forget, they can ask for a first-round pick all they want. It's a matter if somebody's actually going to pay it. That might be our second-round pick right there to the Saints. You never know. Harbaugh going to Indy or Denver. We'll see. We'll see. All I know is money talks in a state that ain't got income tax, and you know it was a fact. $100 million contract was offered. Ain't nobody else out there doing that. Stephen Ross, before he leave his earth, wants to try to win a Super Bowl. Money talks. That's why Tyreek got here. But I do think these coaches coming in would be saying it depends on what y'all going to do about the quarterback position, because I don't think any of them want to get stuck with Tua. We got a lot more topics to hit, but I'm going to kind of end it right there on the topics. I'm still not recovered from that road trip, and I'm feeling worn, and I still got to do this game tonight, so we'll see. Peyton has said he wants to work with Lamar. Yeah, I know. We're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll be streaming the Bills game. Let me get out here, tend to my kids, and enjoy some time with them, play with some of their toys. And then I will be back ready for that game tonight, y'all. I want to say thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Come back for that game tonight because that's all of it. That's the big game. I'm excited for it. That's the big game tonight. And we rooting for Buffalo, which is crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe I got to root for these bums. But hey, it is what it is, because if Buffalo wins, they still got a chance for the number 1 seed in the last week. Especially if Kansas City loses. So we'll see. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all later. Peace. I am out.